What is up, party people? And this right here is your July 8th evening tropical update. And man, oh man, things are getting interesting and heated up all across the world in the tropics, more specifically the Gulf of Mexico. But anyways, I just want to sum up the past 2 weeks in the Pacific Ocean. It's been two storms, Cosme and Barbara. Cosme, just a simple tropical storm, but Barbara reached a peak intensity of 155 miles per hour with a cleared out, stone cold hearted eye. Looking pretty good on satellite imagery, and it was just a fish storm, so we could just fantasize about it as long as it's not touching any land. But turning our attention to the Atlantic waters, or the Gulf of Mexico waters, where there is a potential system, a tropical system that could be a threat to land, and that's Invest 92L. Invest 92L is a simple low pressure system out in central Alabama and Georgia at the moment. But over these next 2 days, and once Wednesday approaches on the calendar, Invest 92L and that low pressure system is finally going to approach those warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. And then from there, it gets increasingly interesting because we don't really know the exact location where it's going to make that final Gulf landfall, or we don't even know the intensity. But there's a bunch of speculation, and there's a couple things you have to know. One, once Invest 92L reaches water on Wednesday, there's going to be the hurricane hunters to investigate. But first of all, the warm waters is just waiting there and like, come pick me up, Invest 92L, come and use me, because those waters are around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just insanely hot for any hurricane to rapidly intensify. And also, two, there is minimal to zero wind shear out in the northern part of the Gulf of Mexico. So this just looks like a situation where rapid intensification can occur, which is dangerous because we're dealing with the Gulf Coast of Louisiana and Texas here. Could be interesting and could be deadly. So getting to that good old lovely 6-day out speculation of these models, which means it's not really that accurate at the moment, which is kind of fun and good. We could just see how these models turn out in the future, because we're going to be tracking the system over these next 6 to 8 days. Still a while out before this landfalls as a potential hurricane. But getting to the GFS model, it has Invest 92L forming into Tropical Storm Barry, and it's going to keep it at Tropical Storm Barry, and it's going to make landfall along the Houston metro area. And the European model has a very similar thing to that, but slightly stronger as kind of a high-end tropical storm, low-end hurricane, which is kind of dangerous. And also, let's take a look at the European ensembles. The location is all over the place, and same thing for the GFS spaghetti models. Right now, we do not know where this thing's gonna land, and we do not know the intensity, which means we practically know nothing. But we do know something. It's going to bring a lot of rainfall, even if it doesn't form, which it probably is. But anyways, even if it doesn't form, it's going to bring a ton of rainfall, and really just every single Gulf Coast state, except for maybe the west coast of the Florida Panhandle, you're going to have to be worried up and watching this system over these next 7 days. And I just wanted to touch on this because I thought it was cool. There's a really strong and powerful tropical wave coming off of Africa right now, but it's not going to form, and it's just going to fizzle out over those Atlantic waters due to a ton of Saharan air. I imagine if this was like mid-September, we would be in trouble because this would for sure become a tropical storm. But anyways, Invest 92L is going to become Tropical Storm very soon. Very soon. I like that pun right there. But anyways, the Gulf Coast of Texas, Louisiana, and kind of Mississippi and Alabama have to have their eyes on lookout for a potential hurricane to come on shore. Let's say this weekend. I would probably put it at maybe Saturday or Sunday, but that's a look at the moment. Stay safe, everyone, and we have a lot more days to track potential Tropical Storm Bear. Peace out.
3, 2, 1.
New bobblehead baby right there, Mundo Rojas. Beautiful bear.